Eric is back on stage. I think we're all back in our seats. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. Welcome back from the lunch, the snack, the breakout. I think we've had some very interesting breakout sessions. And the best way, since not everybody was able to go to each of the 4 rooms, we're going to call in the moderator for each of the 4 breakout sessions to give a summary. That would be Eric Manlunas, Lopez, Martin Pascual, Lopez. So we'd like you to give a 2 to 3 minute summary. Moderators to give a 2 to 3 minute summary of their breakout sessions. I will leave it up to you whether we go by age, by looks, by bahala ka na, Eric.
If it's by looks, it's definitely Martin. Alright guys, let's get started. Let me get started. I oversaw and moderated the panel with regards to connecting to capital, venture financing in general. I had Paco Sandejas, Miko Perez, and Christian Bessler. I think we've lost Miko. Miko rushed off to the airport to catch a flight back to Manila. So, in a nutshell, we had a pretty good sized audience. There were about 12 or so startups. We asked for a show of hands, and about a dozen or so startups were in the room. I believe about a half a dozen, 4, 5, 6 possibly, said that they were raising capital. So that was definitely the right place for them to be in. The key takeaways were as follows. I ended the panel by asking the panelists, why should the startup guys continue to do what they're doing? Now, I don't think anybody will debate that there's a lot better ways, a lot easier ways to make money than doing a startup. And so the responses were pretty encouraging. Miko, who is a repeat entrepreneur, has done a couple. Paco is also doing his own thing now, and Christian shared his experiences. So we encourage them to attend the forum tomorrow to get better acquainted with term sheets, what those terms mean, and financing in general. So it was a pretty fun panel.
So our panel met here at Gary, Earl, Tikmak, and Mora, and the topic we discussed is based on the incubator space that you can set up a university or institution and how to take it and sustain it. Actually, we did something different. We actually asked first the students, what are your nagging questions? So we actually invited one of our guests part of our group. And the question really is, do you start on it from the basis of the organic part or the hardware part? You actually think about the philosophy first, or the physical space that needs investment from the person. We concluded, first of all, that it has to be organic. It has to be centered on networking, a space basically where a student or a professor would like to start out their company can come together, learn, be mentored, connect with future investors, and so on. And that is the most vital part, how to create a community or space. And then after that, how do you deal with logistics, how do you deal with an actual space that this group can meet, and also start your company, whether it's a company that only needs a table or it actually needs a lab. The story can be very different, and of course, different universities have their models. What comes out is that this type of investment should not be made on the basis of ROI. The investment basically is a mission that the university is looking for 10, 20, 30 years from now, where the main product is the student that undergoes the process or have the opportunity to start up their company within the university. So the mission really for the Philippine setting is how can we initiate such a thing, whether is it a investment by government or is it an investment that comes from the private sector or even a group of universities banding together and create such a setup. So our story is going to be different 5, 10, 15 years from now, and I really appreciate the panel for all their insight as well as.
So my breakout session was on mentoring models for startups. So what the panelists were Ahmed, Eros, and Jojo. So what we tried to focus on was really looking at the mentor-mentee relationship and how startups would go about trying to develop it. And so some of the main factors in developing this relationship, I mean, it's sort of like so when you're dating, you're trying to build a relationship of trust, you're trying to build a relationship where you're respecting each other, and you're trying to find something where there's a good fit. So you're not necessarily going to go for the prettiest, the tallest, the one that will look good on your presentation, but really a mentor that is looking out for you, and that really has your best interest in heart. So in trying to develop that relationship, the startups, founders need to do their homework, they need to respect the mentor's time, and they sort of have to build that relationship together. And so, as part of this journey, some of the critical advice that the panelists give was, first of all, take that leap, think big, have no fear, and be comfortable with a lot of people saying no until you get to that yes.
Our group address the issues and challenges facing entrepreneurship college and universities. I must say that the group was put very well. We had Gita Baoda representing USC, wherein entrepreneurship is already better in the university. They are off and running. They had started 2 or 3 years ago, so it's just maintaining, accelerating that momentum. The other end is the story at the public university, UPLB, and the greatest challenge that was identified is the constraint of being a public university. The appearance of using public funds to fund future companies. And we had suggested that there are models probably that we could pick in the United States, because many public universities in the United States are engaged already in this type of activities without any conflict of interest. We had Dr. Derek, chair, and we had a very interesting take, which is very direct to the point. We should really start using entrepreneurship, even high school. You cannot just do it at the university level, all the different subjects and courses that overload, science and things like that. So what can we do? can only offer so many units. At the same time, we said we've got to prepare our kids much earlier before they become reluctant entrepreneurs, because part of the problem is many situations, the parents are sending them to college for a job after they're out. So that was one of the things. There was a unanimous feeling in the panel that we need focus in training the trainees. So there should be a good effort in equipping our professors, as future practitioners, and making sure that they could be good mentors to students. Lastly, one of the things that came out is an interdisciplinary approach. We just cannot take this at the Department of Engineering or in business school or in a particular field. Well needed must convey all the expertise of various colleges and universities. And we have time.
Thank you so much for the summary. You may go back to your seat. As with last year, these are just summaries. We're going to have more detailed notes, study the videos, take notes, and try to make